Check. Race against the time. It's a very common phenomenon in our life. And I'm sure even in Toastmasters meeting, we race against the time. When? You will get to know during the second session, all the Toastmasters will be racing against the time in order to finish the meeting by 9:30. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmasters guest. Good evening.
Good evening.
Tell me, in layman's term, what is speed?
Speed is equal to distance.
Exactly, distance over time. For me, during my childhood days, speed was associated with sports. And I still remember that cloudy Sunday wherein I was supposed to be outdoor. Because of the inclement weather, I stayed indoor. I switched on the TV, and there was a championship match happening on the green, lush lawns of Wimbledon. And there was a Yugoslavian player nicknamed the King of Aces, Goran Ivanisevic. He was belting ferocious serves such that the opponent couldn't react. It was fraction of a second, the ball fizzes over the face, over the side. And what happened was, there was a clock on the corner of the center court that keeps on clocking 190, 200, 215, 220 kilometers per hour. And that was the fastest serve during that particular match. And I could see the crowd, all in blazers and tie like us Toastmasters, sitting, clapping. And I was thinking, and I was dismayed by seeing this. If that match was happening on my backyard, or say in Dubai, I could see the crowd would go berserk and dancing like this from the stands. With time, with age, started earning money, the concept of speed changed, and it became a more obvious choice, which is cars, vehicles. And during my childhood days, when we talk about cars, it's all about 1000 cc's, maximum 2000 cc's. Now, we are into V6, V8, V12, turbo. It has gone beyond our imagination, such that there has been more technological advancement on one thing, which is the heart of a car or vehicle, which is the engine. Now, all these vehicles, they use gasoline fuel. And what happens? It emits carbon into the environment. So the need of the hour is alternative energy. And one of the alternatives I'm coming across for today's meeting is hydrogen, the most abundant resource in the earth. Hydrogen fuel cells. In a hydrogen fuel car, as I said, the brain, the liver, the kidney, you name it, everything is hydrogen fuel cells. So as I said, hydrogen being the most abundant resource on the earth, the problem is we cannot use it because it doesn't come as hydrogen. It comes in a combined form. So there we need to extract it. And there is a process called forming. And the greatest thing about hydrogen fuel is it doesn't pollute. We'll see how it is. So what is a fuel cell that we use in a hydrogen fuel car? It's an electrochemical device in which the chemical energy of hydrogen and oxygen is converted into electrical energy. There is no mechanical components as such. Everything is electrically driven. Now, let's see how does the fuel cell works. Now, to simplify and to explain what a fuel cell is, everybody have attended science classes, I'm sure. Even if you have bunked the science classes, there are three things which is common: cathode, anode, and an electrolyte. I'm hoping everybody has heard about these words. Doesn't matter if you doesn't know. Now, as you can see, see, this is the anode, this is the cathode, and this is the electrolyte. Now, in a hydrogen fuel cell, the anode comes with a platinum coating, And what happens is hydrogen that comes in contact with the anode, the platinum coating breaks down the hydrogen into hydrogen ions, which is called the protons, and the negatively charged ions called the electrons. As you can see, the positive, the negative. This is the electrolyte, which we call the proton membrane exchange. And this allows only protons to pass through. And these electrons goes through an external circuit and lights up. And this is where the power is generated for the car to move. And what happens on the cathodic side? There is an oxygen from the air that gets in touch with the cathode, wherein the hydrogen ions are received. They combine to form water. And this water is an exhaust. Whereas in a diesel engine car, the exhaust is carbon. And this water is just not a waste. It can be used for the internal functioning of the fuel cell, which is an advanced thing. Now, hydrogen fuel cells, here is the efficiency chart where you can see the fuel cells are more efficient than a diesel powered, steam turbine, or you name it. And in hydrogen fuel cars, we have compressed hydrogen which are stored in stacks. It's stored in a cylinder which is made of a composite material and an inner aluminum lining. And quantity of fuel cells determines the voltage. Sorry. Don't touch, don't touch. Don't touch, don't touch. Now, the advantages of hydrogen fuel car is a cleaner fuel. There's no emissions as such. And it's said that by 2040, there will be 240 cubic tons of carbon that's going to be saved in the Mother Earth. Now, players like BMW, Mazda, Honda, they have developed their own hydrogen fuel cars, but that's not been into the market. The reason being, the fuel cell is a bit expensive, and they have informed that by 2025, more cars with hydrogen fuel will be available to our users. So in all, the way to go is using hydrogen as a fuel. It has its own limitations. Come on, everything there is a limitation. And what is our right? What is our duty? To topple over, come over, go over the limitations. And there you go, the future hydrogen fuel cars. Let's enjoy. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.